There's been a lot of moving parts out there on a daily basis. I guess some reports are coming out today that Max Pacioretty is leaning towards a return, and that would probably be in Toronto. Do you like the idea of bringing back Pacioretty? He scored some big goals in the playoffs for the Leafs.
Yeah, I think so. He really did, and it's just all dollar figures and slotting on what's this guy's role and are they depth pieces and how far down the depth. Like money is obviously a big thing, but like Pacioretty came in, they took a shot on him. Didn't know what they were going to get with his injury history. No, he didn't really have a lot of leverage as far as other options. We'll give you a PTO. You can come on to camp and you can try out. Well, by all accounts, he looked great. I think he scored his first game in the exhibition season, was adopting a role that they needed, and he filled it really well. I mean, he was banging and crashing. Some of the biggest hits of the entire year were from Max Pacioretty. And then when, the puck came on his stick, he was a guy that has that type of pedigree who can bury it, and he did exactly that. So I don't mind bringing him back. It's just I'm always interested in where are they slotting these guys, like, and what are they going to bring in on top of him. I just want to look at the roster as a whole and say, ooh, maybe that's got some layers to it. There's some depth there. You can roll lines. You got different styles of play down into your middle six and your bottom six. Like, you just want to check a lot of the boxes and be prepared for any style of play that comes your way. As we're seeing in the playoffs here, you kind of have to have a little bit of everything.
A little jam for sure. And I, for one, I wonder where Pacioretty would thrive the most in a Maple Leafs lineup. I felt like he did his best work in the top six. I just don't know if the longevity's there. Like, I know he finished strong, but he gets hurt a lot. And I wonder how that fit looks if he plays in the bottom six as opposed to with like a John Tavares, or maybe he ends up on the third line with John Tavares. That's why there's so many moving parts. Maybe we have this conversation in 3 weeks from now when we know if this team has another top six center into the mix and JT can slot in 3C. But I think he makes the most sense, in my opinion. Maybe you disagree, with a playmaker, because I still think Pacioretty has some finishing ability. We saw that in the playoffs. We saw that when he did, in fact, play some games in the regular season. But I think the physical aspect is the biggest component, biggest reason you want him back in the mix, probably, right?
Yeah, I think so. And when you're trying to find those physical guys that play heavy, like me, I was more one-dimensional, right? The physicality was there, the running around, the hitting and scrapping and stuff like that. But nowadays, you can't be that one-sided. You have to kind of have everything. And like we said, he was a premier goal scorer in this league, the captain of the Montreal Canadiens. Like, he was a high-end player. He's on the back nine of his career, certainly, and has to kind of reevaluate his role. Not a lot of guys can do that. Some guys say, I refuse, I'm still a goal scorer, blah, blah, blah. They're a little stubborn, a little pig-headed, and they get shown the door in a hurry, and then their career is over. He is smart enough where he has said, I realize that I'm not going to be this guy. I'm not taking William Nylander's job. I need to reinvent myself a little bit, bring that physicality and kind of play a role that they're lacking. And smart players, which he certainly is, looks at the depth of a roster and says, what do they need? What are they asking for me? And by all accounts, he adapted very well, had that physicality. Again, some of the biggest hits of the year were Max Pacioretty. So it's an interesting thing. They're trying to change the DNA of this team. I understand it. But if you bring in some of the same players, but shuffle them down, bring in some new blood more in the top six, I'm all about it. That just brings depth in my mind.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.